Hey there, I'm Miska and welcome to HitScan. I've been streaming a lot of Valorant lately, and in my chat on Twitch I've noticed there's a lot of confusion around how the beta access for Valorant works, how it will be expanded, what any open beta news might be like, what they're looking to do for launch and all of that stuff. People just don't know when they can play, and even how they actually can get access and can't get access right now. I want to clear up some confusion and misinformation, so let's get to it. If you already know everything about how to get access, the drops, or you already have access, then you can skip to the timestamp on screen or in the top comment to get to the details talking about closed or open beta and full release and such. The only way to get access to Valorant right now is to link your Twitch account and your Riot account in your Twitch settings. There will be a link for that in the description. It's twitch.tv/settings/connections. And after that, you can just watch my stream, Ryan's stream, or any other Valorant stream on Twitch. After 2 hours, your account essentially gets entered into the beta access lottery, where you just gotta get lucky and get a drop randomly. The more you watch after those 2 hours though, the higher your chance is. And you can even get a drop when you're not watching a stream anymore. And that's it. There's nothing more to it. You don't need to subscribe to a Twitch channel, you don't need to press a notification, there's nothing else you need to do. You can check your status on beta.playvalorant.com if you're not sure if you have access or not. You should be getting a Twitch notification in the top right corner in your notifications drawer. It will look like this. Some people do not get this notification though, but do get the email that looks like this. But if you get neither, you can always check on beta.playvalorant.com, which is why I wanted to make this video, just because people don't seem to check there if they have access or not, and instead be looking for a Twitch notification or email, when in reality, this website is the best way to check it. I also want to warn you about giveaways and scams out there. There are no written Valorant keys, and any giveaways are fake. Buying or selling accounts will also get you banned, and Riot are already banning loads of accounts for this. The Twitch drops is the only way to get in right now. I want to talk a little bit more about access to the game as well, as we're in closed beta right now. We had a confirmed 50,000 total users that got in both EU and NA combined on April 3rd. Then on April 7th we had another 100,000 or more, and now after that we've had a lot more waves of access too. In my chat it's looked like at least we've been getting more and more access over time. Actually, I've seen way more people say that they got access more recently, so it seems like they're kind of ramping up. Assuming that they're double, then they're in the sort of 300,000-400,000 total users that are in the beta type of range. That's a decent amount for a closed beta. But the reality is that not everyone will get access. It kind of sucks for now. I really want a lot of people to be able to play this game. I couldn't care less about the drops on Twitch if there was the option to just have everyone get to play and join in right now. But Riot are just not there yet. They need better region support, they need more data centers to make sure that everyone can play with a decent ping in their location, and that they can actually launch all of their services that come with the game in those locations as well, such as support, text and voice chat features that work properly. We've already had issues with those, and any other social features around the game. If you're not in yet, then don't worry, this game is free to play and will be available for everyone in not too long. This is pretty exciting actually, and I think a lot of people have missed this, but in an interview with the game director and executive producer of Valorant, they said that they wanted to use this closed beta to feel launch ready, and if it went well, they would feel launch ready. So yeah, just have a look at this clip. For reference, this was on April 3rd, before the closed beta had even launched.
Right now, because closed beta is about readiness for launch for us. So if we put an end date, then we're basically like shot calling when we think we're done fixing things. And I'm not comfortable doing that. But I think if we have a successful closed beta, then we will feel ready to launch. So I'm hoping we can go from one state into the next.
Now, so far, so good. They've been doing incredibly well in terms of numbers. There's a lot of interest for Valorant, and there hasn't really been any major server outage or anything like that. And the quality of the game is really up there. They're fixing a lot of bugs already, and there are some balance changes coming as well. So when can we expect sort of a wider release, or for Riot to at least feel more ready for launch? This is something that I haven't seen a lot of people get into, but there's quite a bit of info out there already. To begin with, open beta. Now, I've seen some people talk about open beta as if it's basically confirmed and definitely happening, and Riot have actually said that an open beta is unlikely. This doesn't mean that you won't just get to play the game and that it'll be a longer closed beta. More on that soon, but just listen to this for a bit.
As far as an open beta before, so like right now, you're granted your whitelisting accounts. Is there going to be a period where all Riot Games accounts have access to a beta before release for the game?
I'm going to say that, like, I don't want to say no, but probably unlikely. Like, I think, if you look at summer 2020 as our launch window, like summer is a very broad, set of time. And I think we want to keep it that way right now because we want to see how the closed beta goes. Like, and I think that's why we're not committing to an end date for closed beta.
So it's not that they're just going to have a longer closed beta instead of an open beta. They are instead focusing on getting people into the closed beta for a bunch of testing, and the more launch ready they feel in that closed beta, I'm sure they will also try to do more wider stress tests to make sure that their service and services are ready for that full release. You really got to get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people online at the same time to really try that out. Don't look at it as Riot not wanting you to play the game and hence not having an open beta, but instead wanting to get to that full release sooner rather than stretching out this closed beta period loads. You might remember RUNETERRA, a Riot Games card game that still isn't technically fully released. That also had drops to get access through Twitch, but it had closed beta sessions or weekends, whatever you want to call it, that had a start and end time. I think they had 2 or 3 closed beta sort of weekends and sort of smaller amounts of time where you could play the game, and then they had a longer open beta. They lost a lot of traction during that though, you could kind of tell from the viewers of Twitch, and with the pace they've got going with Valorant, why would they want to close the closed beta, wait for a while, and then open it up to an open beta instead of just a full launch? They would probably lose a lot of the momentum they've got going for them, so that just doesn't make any sense. Riot have already implied and said multiple times that they essentially have no plans to stop drops or stop the closed beta, so it's likely it'll run all the way to release. So with Riot heading towards that wider full release, what do they actually need to be ready for that from a game and content perspective that they don't have in right now? This is where I get to talking about another build of the game that I played that I couldn't talk about at first, but now I can talk about it in a bit more better context and also compare it to the closed beta build. The alpha build that I played didn't really feel like a lesser version of the closed beta build. In fact, it had some features that the closed beta build does not have currently. For example, there was a ranked queue test in place for Riot to use internally, and I imagine they've done several ranked tests already internally. The ranks you see on screen are not final, they just use them internally for testing right now, and they've said that they're probably switching to more league style names for the ranks and branding like that. Quick update on this actually, when the new patch came out with the race nerf, there was more things data mined, and it seems like there are some things already in here for the ranked test. They've renamed the ranks, as you can see here, to names that you're probably more familiar with, so you can easily know which rank is above which and such, as the previous names were a little bit less common and maybe confusing for some. They used the old icons but changed all the names around and changed the colors of the icons as well. So these seem to be the different ranks in Valorant, and I imagine in each tier you start at the bottom and go to the sort of top icon, so you kind of have bronze 1, 2, and 3, silver 1, 2, and 3, and so on and so forth. Credit to u/Floxe who data mined this. I included their watermark on the picture as well. Anyway, on with the video. So with ranked kind of being the biggest piece of the puzzle that's missing at the moment for a launch ready game, it's exciting to hear that we're going to be testing ranked in the closed beta very soon, and there should be a test coming up either this or next week actually.
So we're gonna have ratings, ratings and ranked. We call it ratings, but it's ranked. We're not gonna have it available, our ranked mode, we're not gonna have it available day 1 of closed beta. It's gonna occur a couple weeks in. We really want people to focus on learning the game in the first couple weeks, and it's really hard to do that if all your pressure is on your rank at the time that you start learning. So we will have it.
This is from the game director from about 10 days ago or so, saying that in a couple weeks they would have the first ranked or rated test. And on top of that, he's also reiterated later on that they're still on those same sort of trajectory in the same sort of timeline, so nothing's really been delayed there. So yeah, that should mean either this week or next week according to those couple tweets. And when it's coming from the game director and it's public like that, it's gotta be pretty locked in internally as well. I'm hyped to see that be done, and I wonder how long they'll be testing that. Let's say it's for 2 or 3 weeks until they feel like they have a decent system, or until they feel like they need to do some tweaks to this first system. then I could see the closed beta, with the same drops as well, mind you, keep going with this ranked test included for another month or so. Nobody knows exactly when Valorant's gonna be out, but yeah, if I had to guess with that sort of timeline, I feel like June, July is very likely. If I had to make a guess on an exact sort of week, I would say the last week of June at the moment, but that really is just an educated guess based on what Riot have been saying, their communications, and where they're at in terms of progress towards a launch-ready game. And if you're testing one of your core features that's so important to your game, that you put so much money and so many hours into, I imagine they would want to invite some more players into the closed beta for this test as well, to make sure that they get the data out of it that they want. To put it in simple terms, even if you don't get into closed beta, right now at least, there's still more of a chance in the coming month or weeks or so, and even then, there's not a whole lot of testing left to do, and it's not like you'll be waiting until late August or September to play the game. They've already said that if they would release any later than summer 2020, their dev team would be very upset with the producers and such. And I don't think it's gonna happen. It just doesn't seem likely. Even with the COVID-19 stuff going on, Riot seem to really have a solid plan of how they want to go about this. If they at all thought that they would have to delay to fall or even next year for a release, they would be very clear about that right about now. And at the moment, they seem confident enough to pull through here and make the game available to everyone in a not too distant future. In the meantime though, if you watched this far and you're looking for something to do whilst you're not playing Valorant, and you're kind of looking for ways to get ready for the game, I would really recommend getting some hours into Counter-Strike, even if it's just in some workshop modes. What I recommend for anyone that's not tried any Counter-Strike to do is to download Counter-Strike on Steam, get the custom workshop map Aimbots, and just get used to sort of aiming at head height, moving and shooting, and seeing sort of what the game is like from a gunplay and mechanics perspective, as Valorant is very similar there. Inaccuracy with shooting when you're moving or shooting for a long time, those sort of things translate pretty well. And if you've not got any time in CS at all, even just a couple hours in this Aimbots map will give you an idea of how you sort of keep your crosshair at head height and what it's like to move and shoot in Valorant too, because it really is similar. I think this is the best and easiest way to get ready for Valorant if you don't have any Counter-Strike experience at all. I don't think there's another game you can really play to get you more Valorant ready than Counter-Strike. If you watched this far, then thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed that sort of extra tip of how to prepare and get ready. If there was any new information in this video for you, I'd appreciate a like and just share this with anyone who's also got questions around the beta. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time or on Twitch TV/Miska. See you there. Bye.